Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeleine and I'm an Australian currently living in England, and I am sharing my journey while I'm here. Today I thought I would share the process that I went through in order to bring my cat with me. To me, it was a non-negotiable. I brought her with me because she's part of our family, and I was happy to pay for any costs involved, and it didn't matter, she was definitely coming along. So I would introduce you to my cat, but she is being a bit naughty today. So she is, I don't know, somewhere downstairs just playing with anything that she can get her hands on, and that is my world today. My cat Cheesecake, or Lady Freya Cheesecake von Hellbringer as my husband named her. I just refer to her as Cheesecake. She's 6 years old, and ever since I met my husband, she has been in my life, and obviously she's part of family, so leaving her behind was not an option for me. So in order to bring your pet overseas, you need to first of all work out if you want to do everything by yourself or hire a company to help you along the way. So I hired a company to take care of everything for me because I was already stressing about my visa. I was trying to sell my apartment and just getting ready for moving abroad. It is a lot, so adding in a cat as well and all the vet appointments, I just thought it would be easier for me if I got a company to help me out. It was a lot less work for me. I just had to input the details, send it away and pay the money, and it was done. So it was quite a simple process. So I went with JetPet. For me, they were the cheapest option, but I would inquire to any company that you can find. So if you're doing it alone, you will need to do everything by yourself. You will need to book a flight. You'll need to find a vet that will be able to assist you with the rabies vaccine, as well as the vet paperwork that needs to be done in order to send a pet abroad. And I didn't know where to begin with that search. So that is another reason why I picked the company. So after you have worked out what you want to do in terms of booking a company or not, you will need to ensure your pet is microchipped and then book them in for their rabies injection. Yeah, it was very simple. I just booked the date and my cat left and came back, and at the end of that I got a crate, which is an airline approved crate. They say to make sure that your pet is familiar with their airline crate. What I did was I left it out and had the door open, and my cat just like wandered in and out. Sometimes she would sleep in there and was pretty cute. So as my move was delayed a bit, I put the crate away for a few months, and then once the move was back on, I brought the crate back out and we started the process all over again. So just going back to the rabies vaccine for a moment, because I forgot to mention, every pet coming into the UK must have a rabies vaccine. Doesn't matter if your country has rabies or not, they must be vaccinated against rabies. So before I moved my pet abroad, I was under the assumption that Australia didn't have rabies, but having read through all the information, we do have a rabies type virus in our fruit bats, and luckily they weren't in my state, but it's only been found really in Queensland. Queensland isn't too far away. I mean, the bats can fly, so they may potentially migrate in the future. For now, it is localized in that area. And the reason why we need a certificate from the Department of Agriculture coming from Australia is because cats are susceptible to the virus. It is mainly horses and humans that can be really affected by it. That was one thing that I learned that I had no idea of. So my pet company organized the Department of Agriculture certificate. Basically is a certificate that says that this animal has not been anywhere near the Hendra virus 60 days prior to flying. And as my state doesn't have the Hendra virus currently, it was a pretty simple process. they just stamped her and sent her on her way. So if you are bringing your cat from any other country, disregard the agriculture certificate. That is only for Australians who are bringing their cats to the UK. We're special. So to bring your cat into the UK, you need to have your pet microchipped. It needs to be vaccinated against rabies, have a health certificate or a pet passport. The health certificate was done by a vet that checked her over to see if she was good to go the day of the flight. And if you're Australian and have a cat, the Department of Agriculture certificate as well. And if you do all that, your pet is free to come into the UK. If you don't follow the rules or you are missing paperwork, which sometimes can happen, your pet will either be sent away back to the origin country or they will need to quarantine for 4 weeks. I think it's 4 weeks. I didn't want any of that to happen, so I made sure and double checked with the company that all the paperwork was there and that they can be called upon if they need be, because I wasn't about to pay all this money to fly my pet out just to have her sent back. One of my top priorities was to make sure that everything is done correctly. So my cat arrived safely at 3:30 in the afternoon. We had to wait for her to clear customs. So once she arrived in the UK, I was contacted by AirPet to let me know that she is in the animal reception center. It took about 3-ish hours before we could go collect her, and then I had to pay a small fee, which is the tax, because she didn't come within 5 days of my arrival, which was always going to be the case. I think it was only £6 that I had to pay. Wasn't too much. I know some people have paid like £100, and that's what I saw when I was doing the research. So I was prepared to pay £100 and was shocked when it was only £6. I was like, great. So once I collected her and she heard my husband's voice, she was so excited to see us. When she got home, she was so happy, and they recommend you keep your cat in the one room for about a week to get used to their new house. But within like 10 minutes of her arrival, she was upstairs exploring the entire house. That is all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it is helpful to people who have a cat and are moving to the UK with their cat. Anyone who is moving with their cat that isn't from Australia, disregard all the information about the agricultural certificate is only needed for Australians. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more of my adventures and life here in the UK. I'll see you next week. Bye!